Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Taylor Watch from What's Investing, and we're just going to give a wee Mo progress update. Got the beard shaven down, and that's what we've done up until the 27th of November. But yeah, just going to shout out the team, our margin of safety team. I'll have the link down in the description for Movember, and big appreciation to Hamish Hodder. He's put in half of November's ad revenue so far, and he's going to put in the next half at the end of the month, whenever he gets that, I assume. And yeah, he's kicked us off with like $1,300 of his own ad revenue donations, which is huge of him. Much appreciated for the team. And our goal has been surpassed like twice now. We're sitting at 5K, mostly not my work at all. I'm sitting there with me, my friends and family, hitting $70. Happy with that, but thank you for everyone that has donated throughout the live streams. It's been huge. I hope you're talking to your mates, your men, your dad, your brother, your friends and family, everyone out there, and just checking in on their mental health. Yeah, but apart from that, cheers for Tom from Investing with Tom for hosting the live streams throughout the month. It's been pretty fun. If you haven't checked them out, I'm in the first and third one. I'm just talking mostly about Tesla, as I'm pretty focused on that. But the rest of the Aussie NZ folks are pretty much in those live streams. And then if you're there for the more American side, that'll be on the second live stream and the fourth one, which is tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. scheduled on Tom's channel. But yeah, this video is going to be about Sharesight, my thoughts on it, and their partnership with Sharesies is mainly what's induced me into making this video, as it's got a cool integration happening, so we'll get into that. Jeez. Yeah, so g'day, we're back and we are now looking at Sharesight, and this is just a platform that's mostly for portfolio tracking, does a bit of tax, and can help you out with that. It gives you some annual reports, and you can benchmark your portfolio against other like ETFs. It gives you your currency gains, your dividend gains, your total return. It can show open and closed positions, and once you've linked it through Sharesies or Hatch or other brokerages that it has, it'll automatically get your past transactions and your future ones. And yeah, so I got into it about 2 days ago just because Sharesies is the partnership, and I've just been testing it, seeing if I would prefer to use it over my own spreadsheet that I've got going. It does have a lot of useful features, like it automatically can do all these different groupings, and so we can go to sector classification, and it will eventually load the graph and show the different sectors and kind of the monetary gains from each. A downside of Sharesight I have noticed, and you'll be noticing now, is it is a wee bit slow to change through everything, but we can see here the different sectors, and Tesla being that big bad boy in the middle, consumer durables, showing most of those most of that weighting in there, really. But yeah, you'll see that as I switch through these. Well, that one was actually quite quick, but sometimes it is very slow. So this is a downside of using Sharesight possibly for you. It is for me, definitely, because if I have my own spreadsheet, it's not automated, of course, it's manual, but I can switch through them, look at the graphs instantaneously, and flick around like that, and it's just super easy. Just like that, it's a bit more instant, whereas this one, if you want to change things, it gets there. Yeah, another possible downside is if you have been investing for a while, like I've been getting on to 3 years now. I had trouble when I linked my Sharesies to Sharesight. About 8 holdings, 2 of them had share splits, so Apple and Tesla, and then 6 others that I'd sold in the past had auto investments through Sharesies going. Those past transactions didn't update properly, so they had an opening balance on the wrong day, and it was ahead of the actual opening balance, and all the actual transactions there just got lumped into one, so I had the wrong amount of shares owned, so I had like a negative return on it because I had lost more shares than I had, or something random. So I had to go and update like 6 to 8 months of transactions one by one, and if I was auto investing by the week, it took a while. So that's a possible downside. They may fix that in the future, but it's something I had to spend a few hours doing, just fixing. Another possible downside is you don't know if the information is fully reliable because it's automated, so it has this wee warning here that you have unconfirmed transactions, and these are mostly dividends, share splits, just corporate actions like that, that you'll have to check and compare it to the actual number. So it removes a bit of automation already, which is maybe a bit annoying. As you can see, pretty much every single one of them has a wee warning. But we'll get away from all the random stocks I've gone in and out of and just get to the ones we're actually holding now. Cool thing to see is the portfolio is doing really well. So it was cool to see that our capital gains is one of our biggest contributors. Obviously, we've got some of those dividends coming in and currency gain, of course, which has been hard to calculate. I've just assumed it's been good because I invested in the US a lot when it was like under $1.40 transaction currency conversion rate. Now it's above, so made a bit of gain there. It was actually smaller than I expected. I was expecting it to be more, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, our main holdings are doing pretty well. Also, this is not as colourful. It's not colourful enough for me. I'm a colour visual person. This is pretty black and white. Like, you can download some extensions and do some like dark mode stuff, but it's not enough for me. It's not customizable enough. Like, I don't really know how you can find like your dividends and then line them all up by company. I don't know how you can do that in here. I haven't really seen the option to, unless you make like a custom grouping and stuff. But I don't know, a spreadsheet like this, it works better for me. I can customize it if I want to know the dividends for each company. I can line them all up like this and just scroll through, and that works. Of course, it's very manual. I have to input all these numbers myself, and then say when I last updated it so I know what I got. But I think it'll take less time and be a bit more fun and interactive than this for me. For anyone that's new to investing or just getting in now, I think Sharesight would be great if you don't currently have a spreadsheet. It removes all the hassle of maybe copying a template or inputting your own data, designing this yourself, because that can be a bit time consuming. So Sharesight does already just have it there, spick and span, ready to go. You can use Sharesight for free for up to 10 holdings. So if you got 10 or less shares, stocks, ETFs that you own, Sharesight is free. All these current features that I'm showing, apart from benchmarking, you can't benchmark on the free version. So that's just comparing it to like an ETF. I think I chose the right options to show that. Once it loads, we'll have a see. You also can't add cash accounts on the free version, so if you're looking to track like your cash as well as your holdings, you can't do that. So it is a limitation, and again, just the slowness of it loading this graph. I understand it is automated, it's got to go through a lot of data, but this is not good enough for me really. As you can see, it's still loading, so after that, we will look at Hallenstein's just to show off those nice dividends. But yeah, now we can see it. Okay, it's not quite what I was trying to do. It did have the two lines. But, okay. See, I don't know what I'm doing, and that's all right. But that's all right. Enough of that. But yeah, my thoughts on Sharesight is it's good if you don't have a spreadsheet yet. As it is automated, it will do all of your future transactions. So that is a big limitation of my manual one, is if I am tracking dividends, every dividend I have to input it myself, whereas Sharesight will do it manually, even though you do kind of have to check it anyway. For me, Sharesight is not really worth it because it doesn't have all the customization I want, like quarterly dividends, total dividends, monthly dividends, compared year by year. I don't think you can actually do that here. You might be able to with all these different times and stuff, but it seems a lot more complex to me than just doing it yourself. It just, tables work for me. And just the graphs, you can customize them a lot easier, change the colors and stuff for you, whereas this, it just doesn't really work how I would like it to work, I guess. But yeah, I'll show the plans that you can get. So the free plan is obviously one portfolio, 10 holdings, a custom grouping, basic customer support, then some other features like sharing, record unlisted investments, and just some other things like the mobile app. If you want to get more holdings, so if you have a bit more diversification or randomness in your portfolio like I do, you can get a starter plan for $20 a month, 20 holdings. This one I'd say is not really worth it. Like, I'd say just get your own spreadsheet, because the whole point of investing is to get that monthly income from dividends or capital gain, and you kind of thrown it away. And then the investor plan, you get unlimited holdings, and it's $31 a month. So again, it kind of goes against that investing thing. But if you are spending too much time on your spreadsheet, not just looking at it, but actually putting in the data that would be automated, like say you're on minimum wage, that is an hour and a half a month that you'd say save. So if you're spending more than an hour and a half a month inputting every bit of data, dividend, capital gain, whatever you're tracking really, it would be technically worth, because you're saving plenty of time. And you get unlimited holdings, which is probably the biggest thing. I'm on a 7-day trial, so don't be too fooled. You also get a few more features, and you can get future income, which just shows your future dividends, which is pretty handy, but you can get that on the NZX. You can also make an automated portfolio. There's heaps of templates you can copy on YouTube. So Sharesight, I think, is currently too expensive for what it is and a bit too limited for me. But I thought I'd just share my thoughts to you guys, and now I'll actually show you how to connect it through Sharesies. So if you go to integrations, actually that's not what you do, never mind. If you go into your Sharesies settings, so say that's where you are now, just go into settings, go to portfolio. You can click to include your sold investments or not. That's up to you. There'll be a button here that says like connect, and it will ask to choose a portfolio if you've got one in Sharesight. So sign up for Sharesight first, and then choose a portfolio that you've set up, and it will connect and input all the data. Also, if we just pause the video here for 1 second, I forgot to mention that Sharesies has posted on their blog a bit of a written format information on their partnership with Sharesight, meeting the team, what the integration's all about, how you can track stuff, general information, how you connect it in written form, how you can take advantage of an offer, which I did forget to mention is if you do sign up kind of through Sharesies, you'll get like 33% off your first year. So that's another thing, and then just a bit of legal information. But there is a web post on their blog, which I thought you should check out as well. Cheers. If you do have over 10 holdings and you're wanting to just test it anyway, you can do that. So you can just input your whole portfolio, and it will update it and just show you 10, and then say you need to upgrade to the full version to receive the other stuff. So it does work. The graph is kind of where I wanted it before. So the yellow line is my portfolio, and the big blue line is the S&P 500. So we can see that we've kind of outperformed it over that very specific timeline, and dividends as well, and currency gains. We've outperformed it in everything, but this does say per annum, and I've invested for more than 1 year. So if it's 20% per annum, compound it, it will probably surpass me in the future, because I don't think mine will be doing as well. It's been mostly just Tesla booming to its actual price, because I bought it before I guess people realized what's actually happening. But it's cool to see. It's cool to see. Some reports you can do. I'll show the future income report. So I'll click that, and it will show upcoming dividends. But yep, so there we go. So it's showing everything from a specific time that I can choose, and there's some advanced options, which you can show monthly totals and all transactions, and then it will say the date paid, the ex-dividend date, and give you everything here. So yeah, Hallenstein's, I'm expecting a $34 dividend in December, and the ex-dividend date is then. So yeah, imputation credits there, tax withheld and stuff like that. So it does a bit of stuff for you, but I like to keep it manual. I like to see what's happening, and I can make my own special graphs really. So that's the Sharesight, my thoughts. I'd recommend you just try it out, import your portfolio, or if you're just starting, hook it up on the free version and see if it works for you. And if you are spending a lot of time on your spreadsheet, if you're not doing it quickly and you are just being slow putting in, or tired of manually doing stuff, it is probably worth it, because it's only an hour and a half if you're on minimum wage, like, of time saving. Whereas like if you're older or have a higher earning job, it has it only has to save you less and less time as your wage goes up, as the opportunity cost. So it is pretty worth it for those things, but it feels a bit limited just for my personal taste. And there was a few issues when I imported my portfolio. I had to manually do stuff for about 3 hours just to go transaction by transaction and get it right. So hopefully in the future there won't be any missed out things. And then I have to check all these dividends confirmed. I could just trust it, but when I was editing yesterday, there were some that were just wrong or different from what I had. So yeah, it's not refined enough for me. I got high expectations, I guess. But yeah, that's my thoughts, and we'll just go back to here for the end of the video. So essentially, yeah, the team has hit 5k throughout doing the live streams and getting our friends and family to donate. You're fully welcome to donate to the team. It's not expected. I've only put in a wee bit of my own cash just to show my bit of appreciation for the men out there in the world. But yeah, I've been really enjoying these live streams, and if you've got spare time, check them out. If you want to see me, go to the first and third one. If you want to see the American folks, go to the second and fourth one. It's going to be tomorrow morning. Yeah, check out all these guys' channels. They've got some high quality content, better edited than mine, a bit less casual, and I guess unscripted. I kind of just blabber on until I get my point across for now. But yeah, Hamish Hodder does some great stuff. Investing with Tom does some very good talks with other investors. He's got this podcast going on. He's about 25 episodes deep, talking to other investors. And I've just started checking out some of John's stuff and some of Neil's stuff as well. And I've watched one of Michael's videos as well. And I think I checked out Brad as well. I watched Brandon and Tom before this, and a little bit of Hamish Hodder. But yeah, I've started checking them out, giving my I guess my squeeze around the YouTube channels, just checking them out. And yeah, they've got some high quality stuff, and they're all kind of different. So I'm very just one mind focused on Tesla, and then the rest is just dividend diversification for growth and a bit of I guess cash income to build up something to choose an investment later. Lots of them do analysis on famous investors like Warren Buffett, Manish Prabhaya, stuff like that. Some of them hit niche companies in China, Thailand, Singapore, and stuff like that. Stuff that I guess I wouldn't even really spend the time, because I guess I'm a normie or whatever. But yeah, they get really into some niche companies and really look at those 13Fs and stuff, which is really cool. But yeah, we sneak peek into the portfolio, how it's doing. Yeah, holdings are looking pretty sweet, but we'll give this a full show off next week when we're reporting on November dividends and everything like that. But yeah, here's Tom's channel. Check him out. And I think if I just go back to the search, you'll see the live stream is scheduled for 8:30 tomorrow morning with Brad Kellner, Kalichi and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. And I'll see you next time, guys. Happy investing. Ciao.